2 years ago, the European Monetary Union and the European single currency celebrated its 10-year anniversary. The euro was officially launched on January 1st, 1999, but did not become actual currency until 2002. It was then that European Competition Commissioner Mario Monti said this.
I think it's good for a currency to be strong. It certainly is. It's more or less the strongest around these days.
In a short period of time, the euro became one of the world's major currencies and a top reserve. But today, the 16-member eurozone is struggling with a debt crisis that some say could threaten the euro.
Today, some of the inherent flaws in the eurozone has come to light. And those flaws are apparent in the state in which the weaker economies are in today.
Those weaker economies being Greece, Portugal, Spain, and Italy. Dev Carr with Global Financial Integrity says the flaw was the idea that 16 countries with different economic structures and different labor markets could be held together by just one single currency.
So the glue is basically coming unstuck. That is, the single currency, the euro, is not sufficient to hold all of these disparate economies together. For example, Greece, the labor market is short. I mean, they cannot export their way out because they have no independent currency to manipulate. Their labor, the wages are high, benefits are high, and they cannot compete against German exports.
Eurozone members have enjoyed a stable currency and profited from low interest rates. But a single monetary policy mixed with 16 different fiscal policies caused problems when some nations, such as Greece, spent beyond their means. Domenico Lombardi of Brookings says the euro is now at a critical juncture, just 12 years after its introduction.
The only way this could have worked would have been if the countries themselves would have followed the same fiscal stance. They would have abided to the same fiscal discipline, but this has just not happened.
The problem ahead, Lombardi says, is the weaker economies have a slow rate of growth, which means they are less likely to produce enough resources over time to service their increasing piles of debt.
Essentially, the Europeans need to establish a closer link between public entitlements and production, and you can't have a generous pension system, generous entitlements that are in many ways detached from the productivity of the people who are going to benefit from those entitlements.
Without a central fiscal authority, without concessions from labor, and without fiscal discipline from every Eurozone member, the euro is in deep trouble, according to economists.
So I think either the Europeans at this juncture move forward with more integration, or there is a serious possibility of a breakup of the European Union.
If there is a loss of confidence, and the loss of confidence is allowed to hit other countries as well, like Portugal and Spain, then there will be serious questions, not only by non-EU members, but also within the EU, that maybe this is not such a great idea after all.
European leaders have put a rescue package together to help the nations deepest in debt, but analysts say a fiscal commitment not seen so far among the European leaders is what is needed now. I'm Alexiou, VOA News.